MARIKINonline4 is a JRPG game created and released on December 26, 2018 by the producer, artist, and DJ, Axis. Despite the game being called MARIKINonline4, Marikin is not the protagonist. The game is entirely offline, and the previous games are relatively lost to obscurity and considered not canon by the creator. Except the third installment, but that was actually canon, but I digress. The game in its initial releases was relatively unknown during the beginning, as it was, no offense, quite sloppily made and probably just one of those, hey, I want to make a funny RPG game with my friends as the characters. But all that changed when Axis released the beauty that was MARIKINonline4. This man put his entire soul into that game. Oh my god. I don't know what possessed this man one day when he woke up and was like, oh, I'm gonna make the greatest JRPG of all time. Okay, maybe greatest is a little bit of a stretch, but in my heart, it's the greatest. There's 17 unique characters that you can play as in the game, and all of them have their own cutscenes, voice lines. This guy is such a good animator and coder and composer. Like, he's able to create his own animations, his own official art, his own official soundtracks. It's just, what can this man not do? And his characters have such endearing and captivating personalities that's just like makes you want to learn more about these guys. Personally, in my opinion. Like, one of them, his name is Jack. His entire personality is just, he j***s off. He j***s off. What the f***? And one of my personal favorites, Tayo. This man is literally Gatmoe Central. He thinks he's God. He's good at everything. He's good at fighting. He's good at studying. Like, what can this man not do? What can this man not do? Like I said, I'm getting sidetracked. But anyways, the whole game is so unserious in the way it kind of gives me like Gaku and Handsome vibes in terms of like comedy and like, okay, maybe not story, but like definitely comedy. Okay, furthermore, I forgot to add this, but the game is 15 plus, I believe, because it includes depictions of sexual harassment, drugs, you know, blood, murder, genocide, whatever. So if that's something you're sensitive to or don't want to see, I don't recommend you playing this game. But even though the game can be a little bit insensitive sometimes with the jokes it makes, you gotta understand, it's Japan. They have an entirely different humor than we do. Those who are okay with it, go for the stars. Also, apologies for the sudden cut, it's the middle of the night, but I would also like to include that even though the game feels like a shitpost, the story is really well written and explores the ideas of revenge, atonement, familial issues, and forgiveness really well. Despite all the jokes and stuff, Axis covers some pretty heavy topics when it comes to the main antagonist, so just a caution. But Axis is just so good at transitioning between comedy and serious story progression that by the end of the game, you find it hard to let go of this silly little RPG maker game, and suddenly you've never been so deep in a fandom in your life, and every day you have to draw a piece of fan art, otherwise you'll die. Anyways, there's not an official English translation for this game, so you have to download like an external translation software like Text Tractor or something in order to like translate the text and for you to, you know, properly understand the story. Even though there's already, okay, it's unofficial translations, but they already have translations for Russian, Korean, and I'm pretty sure they also have one for Chinese, except for English. Tell me why. Tell me why there's no... However, there is unofficial English translations and dubbing of the game in the form of YouTube videos by Rupert Price. You guys should go check it out, by the way. It's fantastically made. I'll leave a link of it in the description below, you know? Go check it out. I just realized this whole video is about me ranting about my biases towards the game and not actually telling you why you should play it, so... my apologies. Going back to their animations and movesets, the unserious part comes back because... what do you mean Jack's ult is j***ing off and then his dick flies to the moon, crushes the moon, and the debris of the moon attacks the enemy? What? And another move from Shumitaro called Waku Waku Sweets Time is him making a bunch of desserts, making the enemy, or taunting the enemy into attacking him, and he gains, you know, increased defense. Like, it's just generally a lot of things that you don't see in regular turn-based combat, and I think that's the most endearing part of this game. I have seen a couple of their fan animations around here and there before I got into the fandom, but I was just so uninterested by the amount of characters there were, and I wasn't really interested in, just diving into all that at first. Until I watched the same animation again by Mizuwata, or Rat0052, the bad guy animation. I was like, you know what, I'm bored, why not give it a shot? So I searched up, MARIKINonline4, and I saw a video compilation of their movesets, and I was like, wait, why is this kind of funny? I feel like this wouldn't be a proper MARIKINonline4 video if I didn't properly introduce the characters, so here's a lightning round. Shigukin, the protagonist and main character of the game. He's incredibly emo and edgy, and he's known as the Chunibyo amongst his friends. Matsukin, cute, energetic, also ends all of her sentences with bachi. Shimitaro, he was scared he was becoming too strong, so he became small. Everybody agrees he's the strongest in the universe. He literally crushes the earth in his ult. He also likes sweets. Otsukin, polite, kind. He can be vulgar when he wants to. Maybe not vulgar, but like his voice can get rough if someone he respects is disrespected, or himself. Koritora, he likes mechs. Ramen, 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 ramen. Marikin, a gacha game addict, a phone addict. He was celebrated as a hero in the previous game for defeating, but now no one really remembers him or cares. Husakin, Marikin's best friend, or best partner, I guess? Just a silly guy, look at him! He used to be a balloon, but he used transmutation on some Full Metal Alchemist shit to get a body. Jack. What more do I say about this guy? Arukin. Basically the big mother of the group who keeps everybody in check. She's probably the most level-headed one in the group. Uye. He's a writer and likes panties. Fukuro. Uye's disciple, and I feel like the entire community just agreed not to acknowledge that she's a con. She also likes Pomeranians. Zakuro. She can clone herself and has a really, really loud voice. She likes Yuri, and I'm pretty sure she's also a masochist. Tayo. He's a priest, but he can't do his job because he thinks he's God. He also has a move that injures your entire party as well as the enemy, so, Arakawa. She likes sushi and is a bit of an airhead. Okay, a bit is like the understatement of the century. She's usually always dazing out, but has a thirst for blood. Kashikin. If chivalry was a Numa, that would be Kashikin. He's also a horrible chef, do not let this man in your kitchen. Axis. He's the self-insert of the creator. He's mentally really weak and he's always at like the end of the stick when it comes to jokes. He also has a severe toxic relationship with alcohol. Eclair. She's able to make drugs. And she does drugs. Like a lot. I don't really want to introduce the main antagonist because it might spoil the story and I would really want you guys to figure it out yourself. And on God, I'm pretty sure the game doesn't take like more than 10 hours to complete. Probably even less. Okay, I feel like I yapped for way longer than I should have. This has gone on for way too long, so I'm just gonna end it here. Play the game!